News Source is sponsored by CN Vision Image Consulting, Chi, and International Focus magazine.
To raise money for an appropriate charity.
And around the block to receive help and to get the chance to meet their hero, J.J. Watt.
You got your Houston Texans on the players out here.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of HTV News Source. I'm your host, Mariano Yanguren. The low price of gas has millions of Americans hitting the road this summer, and the month of July has proven to be one of the busiest in terms of traffic and deadliest because of reckless behavior behind the wheel. Dr. Michelle McNutt, as part of the Trauma Institute at Memorial Hermann, Texas Medical Center, shows how the center is raising awareness of distracted driving.
Unfortunately, it's also one of the busiest times of the year for...
We're having a press conference to raise awareness of the impact that distracted driving has on causing car accidents, injuries, and deaths in the Houston area. So we're really trying to raise awareness so that Houstonians understand that you cannot focus on driving and texting at the same time. So you should put your phone down when you're driving so that you can avoid causing car accidents. It's especially important this time of the year because July has been studied and shown to be the deadliest month on the road. A lot of people are traveling for vacation, and we've also shown that distracted driving and car accidents are a major cause of injury and death in Houston. Actually, Houston has been shown to be the city with the most distracted drivers on the road compared to any other city in the United States. It's really important to focus your eyes on the road, keep your hands on the wheel, don't touch your phone while driving, and you really want to serve as a good example to your kids because they're the next drivers of the next generation, and they're watching and emulating your behavior. So set a good example and don't drive distracted.
The City of Houston's 311 helpline fields several different problems related to neighborhoods, including abandoned homes and dangerous structures. These eyesores are not only a magnet for crime, but also pose a health threat to residents living nearby. HTV News Source got an exclusive access in tagging along with an inspector with the Department of Neighborhoods to see what is being done.
I'm responding to a complaint that was received from 311. Someone called 311 and said there was a high grass and a dangerous building out here. When I arrived, I noticed there's high grass and there are two structures. One is secured, but the other one has some deficiencies. That means that the owner's intentions is to keep someone out, but obviously somebody has broken through the gate that had the lock. So I'm going to put the sign over here in the event that someone passes by, they can see it. It may be the owner or somebody in the neighborhood that may know the owner. When we step back, you'll be able to see the hole that I keep referring to in this roof. Take a close up. And it appears some illegal dumping has taken place right here. As a property owner, even though you didn't put it there, the responsibility falls on them to have it removed. The first violation is for the nuisance, high grass, trash, rubbish, and debris. The second violation is for the hole in the roof and parts that are not properly attached or may fall and injure members of the public. 3 to 5 days, the owner should receive a violation notice, a letter in the mail that the city sends out.
Coming up next, kids get hands-on training at a tech fair that helps to bridge the digital divide and can even spark a love of science and technology. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to HTV News Source. District H Councilwoman Karla Cisneros is showing how tech-savvy her district is by hosting a special program that shows kids the basics of STEM, which means science, technology, engineering, and math, and how it can be applied in different ways.
I do the on one. You can turn it on and off.
We're here at the Denver Harbor Multi-Service Center for the third of my annual TechConnect program. So part of the program is on Fridays we move around to different sites in District H, and we have a TechConnect fair. So behind me you see all these different stations. They're mostly being operated by my interns that are working as TechConnect interns at all the different park locations where we have summer park recreation programs going on, and their whole job is to bring STEM activities, literacy activities to the parks programming.
So STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. These are one of the brand new components coming into schools and HISD. I'm a student at the University of Houston going in the major of Mechanical Engineering Technology, and I'm also working with HISD, and I felt that this position, working with kids in a STEM environment, would be very helpful, and it's very important that kids understand that technology has a lot more uses than just playing on the iPads, playing video games. There's real-world implementations that we could use and apply that to the real world.
They're open to anyone. It's not just the kids that are, that are in the parks programming. There's a family that's here for the third time. It's our third fair. They're following us and coming to all of them because they're very, very excited about it.
The reason I brought my girls here was because they don't really have access to it anywhere else. And then sometimes when you go to big groups, they only get to spend a few minutes here and there. But here, they've been able to be in small groups and take part in the science STEM program, and they've really enjoyed it. They've made robots. They've did a lot of electronic connectivity with soldering now and computer programs. The importance is kind of like dual language. It's necessary. It's the future, and you're not really going to be able to have any sustainable job without having some kind of science background.
So here's your backing, and you can pin that onto your shirt.
Continuing with our district roundup, Councilmember Martha Castex-Tatum issues a sweet challenge for a shot at a free summer vacation.
Today we are taping the Pack Your Bag Challenge at KHOU. We're excited about the challenge and sharing what's happening in District K.
So you have to shove as many marshmallows in your mouth as you can, one at a time. So if anybody has a problem with that, probably don't want to play the game.
And we're all going to draw a number. And then we're going to use a random number generator on Google to do between 1 and 100. Whoever gets the number closest to it but does not go over will get to play.
Oh, how many?
No, I'm not nervous. I'm excited.
You think you should eat all those marshmallows?
I'm not going to be eating the marshmallows, but the contestants are going to be eating the marshmallows. So no need for me to be nervous. I'll just be watching them enjoy those marshmallows.
We get to do it once a week for the entirety of the summer. Super excited. We have people come on down, and it's great because it's like everybody has a chance to win. Super easy. Come on up. We do a random number generated, and you get to play every week.
When you think of Houston, what comes to mind? Oil and gas? Okay. Our incredible Texas Medical Center? Can't argue with that one. How about the city's global connection because of the ship channel? Mr. McKinney of Mr. McKinney's Historic Houston shows us where we can learn all about the Bayou City's connection with the maritime world, and good news, you don't have to go very far.
Houston has an important history with the port, which goes back to 1837, January 22nd, 1837. The steamship Laura makes its way up Buffalo Bayou. We are here, by the way, at the Maritime Museum, Houston's Maritime Museum, to look at a really exclusive opportunity to take you inside this space, happening right now. Anchors away. So we're here with Leslie Boland, who's the museum director of the Houston Maritime Museum. Leslie, tell us about this great space.
We've just moved into this great space. This is our interim location, just not far from our eventual home. We moved in January of this year, and we've taken over. This building was an elementary school, and we renovated it to be our interim location until we build our brand new huge museum on the banks of Buffalo Bayou. The museum was founded 20 years ago by a merchant mariner and naval architect, and it was his private collection. And it has grown to become what we are today and what we're hope to build in the future. It's going to be pretty fabulous.
Wow, so people don't think about the Port of Houston and the way that it impacts all of our lives, but really here in Houston, we owe a lot to the port.
We're all connected. We all have a maritime story. Everybody in Houston has one, no matter what. Now, you could have it from a historical standpoint if your grandfather was in the Navy or a merchant mariner. So we all have a maritime story. And if you drove a Volkswagen, you have one because they come into the Port of Houston. So we're all connected to the maritime world. And that's the fun part about this story that we're telling people.
Wow. And how can folks learn more about what you can do here, and how can they join y'all here?
So they can go on our website, houstonmaritime.org. It's a great place to come and learn about Houston's history in the maritime world, how Houston is such an important part of the maritime world. It's really pretty fascinating.
Next on News Source, it was a night of fireworks and revelry as the city honored independence and an incredible achievement for all mankind. Stay with us. We will be right back after this short break.
Houston, where cultures come together.
Where inspiration
takes center stage.
And big dreams come true.
It's where fun happens every day.
Houston's a city on the move. It's a city that makes you groove.
That's the heartbeat. That's the rhythm of my town. Of my town. My town. My town.
Our town.
H-Town.
Houston is a city that inspires. Visit Houston for yourself and find out where the inspiration leads you.
Welcome back to HTV News Source. Red, white, and kaboom! Every 4th of July, the Houston skyline glares bright at the sight of fireworks bursting in air. 2019's Freedom Over Texas was particularly special as the city celebrated America's Independence Day and commemorated the 50th anniversary of the Apollo landing on the moon.
I think the best part for today is we're celebrating 4th of July and
that's our country, so it's birthday, so we like celebrating the birthday of us.
Oh my goodness, so much fun. It's a great event. The people and it's the bands and the music, it's just everything. How could you not come out here and have a good time?
Our model of the International Space Station. This little piece of equipment has been up in space in part since 1998. They're doing all sorts of important scientific research for us. Anything from whether we can grow plants in space to how microgravity affects cancer.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of HTV News Source. I'm your host, Mariano Yanguren. Until next time, have a great day, and thanks for watching HTV, your story, your voice, your station.
News Source is sponsored by CN Vision Image Consulting, Chi, and International Focus Magazine.